Little Primer is back-to-back conversations with someone passionate about their work and passionate about someone else's work. Mostly art and mostly Atlanta. I'm your host, Sean Mills.
So I'm here with Ryan Bosley. He's the Chief Executive Director and founder of his organization, ONE. That stands for One Love, One God, One Nation. So Ryan, do you want to tell me a little bit about your event?
Yeah, so September 15th, we're hosting an event for the organization that's called Cut the Bullying Charity Event. This event is going to be held in Marietta, Georgia. It is going to be held at 1467 Roswell Road, Marietta, Georgia 30062 at Hard Knocks Barbershop. And what this event entails is going to talk about how to end bullying in our schools. The main part of this event is being able to get the youth out, the children and their families with their parents to just come out and have fun, but also understand that this event has a very importance of what's going on in our local communities and our school systems. With this event, with ending bullying, we have multiple things that's going to be going on with lectures. We have some TED Talk style talks, and we have workshops, and we're going to have also a couple of things of entertainment. We have some magicians coming out to provide entertainment throughout the day. But with this event, what we are doing for families and helping give back to the community, we're giving free haircuts for children, manicures, and we're giving free henna designs for children.
So yeah, I just want to help kind of paint the picture, because it is a kind of very special thing with lots of different moving parts. I think, from what I understand, it's called Cut the Bullying, and it's there's awareness. That's one aspect to it. There's going to be another part of it that's almost like a festival. So there's going to be food trucks. It's going to be a kind of party atmosphere. And then on top of that, it's almost like a free conference, because there's going to be multiple different presenters talking about different ways to affect change in the bullying that's going on in schools and in life. And so we're going to have different speakers. We're going to have some religious leaders. We're going to have the local police department. So does that kind of cover it, or is there some other little parts that maybe I haven't gotten to yet?
Yeah. So with the different food trucks, we actually have about 4 food trucks coming. And then with the presentations, we have one presenter, Pastor JP, and he is from Kingdom Builders Ministry. And you can follow them on kingdombministry.org. And he's going to be presenting about mentors and mentorship and how important it is for our youth to have a mentor that's not involved inside necessarily with their family, but somebody they can go to outside the family and talk about any issues that may be going in and outside the home. We also have another speaker that is coming, and his name is Ihaj, and he's going to be talking about unity. He's one of the religious leaders for the Baha'i religion, and he is donating his time at last minute to be able to help out with this event. I appreciate it, because his religion, their religion, is actually similar to our organization about the whole meaning of one. Meaning that there's one God that we all, by different cultures, language, we call him different names, and just being able to say there's one humanity. Race doesn't exist. Religion should not separate us. Neither should politics or anything that should separate us culturally, or even language itself. So we are happy to have him on board speaking. And we also have on board Marietta Police Department. They are hosting a special workshop about school safety and safety in the community. And we have the Nation of Islam providing a student minister to be able to speak. And he's basically going to talk about as well how we can bridge the gap of religion and working together with our youth. And with the different presenters, we also have a few things in entertainment. Like I said, we have 4 magicians coming out. We also have another gentleman that's coming out that has him and a partner that does a show for kids where they dress up like a bear and a superhero, but only we get one half and we get bear. So he'll be out here, and he's also actually a magician as well. So it'll be 5 total magicians, but he'll be doing a combination of that and dressed up. Then we have our 2 officers in the organization, myself and the assistant executive director, Pam Bennington. My talk and lecture will host on the introductory of the event and talk about how we end bullying and accountability. Those are the 2 main things that we have to worry about with this event, is how to end bullying and the accountability portion of it. And Pamela's workshop will be leadership, and she's going to talk about how your good attitude, a good attitude can make a good leader. So all around, the schedule is full, and people are welcome to come to the talks. Also, like you said, as the festival environment, go check out the food trucks we have. We have 4 food trucks coming. We have King of Pops coming with ice cream, and we also have just the different vendors. There's vendors that's going to be selling jewelry, vendors selling beauty products. We also have vendors that's going to be selling beard oil and stuff, which is important. Guys getting a beard and want to keep it maintained. We have just a whole array of different vendors, people selling book bags and other type of stuff for people.
So there's this phrase that people used to say for advertising. They'd say for a diner, you come in for the blue plate special and stay for the pie. So for this, I think for this event, it's there's so many fun things. There's going to be the Beat 96.7 is going to be there, right?
Well, they're broadcasting for us,
right.
Commercial advertising. They won't be on site that day, but what they will do for us throughout the whole day of the event is being able to drive the traffic of Atlanta to say, come to this event. It's going on today, and they're actually broadcasting from now to the day of the event. Cool.
And then you also have some, lots of things to just be checking out, even if you're not necessarily don't necessarily think of yourself as in the battle against bullies. I think there's gonna be free health screenings where people can come.
Yes.
They're gonna be even if it's just that you need a haircut. I think that might be, from my perspective, one of the backbones that we have. Dexter, who we'll be talking to later, he owns a local barbershop, the Hard Knocks Barbershop,
yes.
And he and a legion of volunteers will be giving out discounted haircuts for donations. So whether your interest is haircut, there's going to be some free school supplies available while they last. There's going to be henna. There's lots of reasons to come by, even if you're not exactly sure what your relationship is to the bullying movement. And then while you're there, there'll be some opportunities to learn and to get involved if that's part of your life too.
Yeah, so with the school supplies, as you said, the whole notion of going back to school is very important because there's multiple back to school events. We see that all across this nation. Big corporations, smaller local businesses, local churches, local nonprofits, big national nonprofits. But the difference between what we're doing and some of these other back to school, we're actually specifically handling a topic that needs to be talked about with bullying in our schools. So with the free school supplies that day, we're able to provide little packages to students that come out. Like I said, we are able to do it while supplies last. Each package will also come with a free Chick-fil-A gift card provided from the East Lake location on Roswell Road. They were provided for the school supplies that have one in each package. We also have a few local dentists. There's a lot to name, but I give every dentist a thank you and a recognition. You know who you are. Their names will be provided through the website, through the Facebook event page, and day of the event. But they were able to donate toothbrushes. Some of them were able to donate toothpaste, and what we're going to do is place it in every single bag because, as Sean just mentioned, it's important about our kids' health. And when we really look at what's going on with bullying, it's a combination of things. So what this event's really focusing on is not being able to just come and get the free school supplies. It's not being able to come to get the free gift cards or the toothbrushes. What it's really focusing on is showing the circle and the cycle that's going on and how it all relates together. With the free health screenings, we have Dr. Morgan and Dr. Ryan that are coming out. They are both life graduates for chiropractic. They're providing free health screenings. And one of the dentists that donated, she's actually going to come out and provide free teeth screenings at her vendor table and sign up for future appointments as well. But what we're going to be able to do with the free dental and free health screenings is be able to provide the families and the children that may not have health insurance and they can't afford some of the proper physicals or anything that goes on in their child's life. So what we're going to be able to do is provide blood pressure screenings. We're going to be able to check for spine with scoliosis because of the book bags, and just being able to show any type of pain that may be going on physically with your child because of any type of muscle aches or anything, and they'll be able to have documentation that's able to take with them and later on take it to their medical doctors or chiropractors, or being able to go to the dentist and say, this is what we were able to find. And also the ones that's going to be having the event are going to be able to take new patients day of the event to help you in the long run.
So something important you mentioned was that this was specifically an anti-bullying rally, not just a back-to-school rally. And because of that, I kind of wanted to unpack that a little bit. So, like, when you say bullying, and this is something that we'll be getting into a little bit deeper in the actual workshops, I think something that could be misunderstood is to think that there's like the old school mentality that there's like jocks and there's nerds, and that there's like one oppressed group and one oppressive group. And especially in Cobb, which is like, there are many different types of communities, many different types of economic backgrounds, cultural backgrounds. So for instance, in East Cobb, I think something that could be, that I've experienced, that I've seen for students, is that there might even be educational bullying. So like, one kid gets to 1600 on his SATs and he's rubbing in the face of someone who is struggling in their math class. There could be someone who is on the drama club who's like ridiculing someone who can't act as well as they could, you know. But it's not just one thing. It's not just one type of person. There's lots of different types of interactions, and that's part of the awareness, right?
Yep, that's part of the awareness. So a background of the organization, I'm going to show you how it ties in with this event. With
Sure.
One Love, One God, One Nation, we bridge the gap of race, religion, and a better word to type everything else in, intolerance. Anything that has to deal with any type of oppression, racism, discrimination, anything that separates us culturally by language, we're working together to bridge that gap for all human beings to end the many forms of violence. We focus on the different forms of violence that's happening, no matter if it's from guns to sexual abuse to bullying, cyberbullying, to anything that may be going on in and out of the home and in the communities. So with this event, with the awareness, what we're trying to do, and not to give too much information about my workshop, I'd rather have people come out to hear, but what I'm going to be talking about with bullying is, just as Sean said, there's different forms. The one thing that somebody's getting bullied for initially is because maybe their appearance. Most bullying, about maybe 80-something% of the time, is based off appearance. Maybe somebody's weight, somebody's hair, somebody's nails, somebody's, physical features. And sometimes bullying can actually be affected because of somebody's race, and like you said, and just their religion. And there's different forms of bullying, as you said, like within the school, based off intelligence. But until somebody is able to really open their mouth or show in writing their intelligence, we don't know, and most of the bullying is happening because of the appearance. But then once somebody figures out, oh, this person is smart, they're a so-called nerd, so they start bullying them. But I feel what that has to do with is, as I was talking to a lovely sister, she's actually a counselor at schools, and she said, brother, don't forget that bullying is based off of how somebody else is also feeling. They may be feeling a certain way inside, and they want to reflect that pain on another person. And I said, that is 100% true. So the person that may be bullying may be feeling a certain way because of their home environment. They may have a parent or a loved one or somebody is telling them, you're dumb, or you're stupid, or anything, really hurting their character and diminishing their self-respect for themselves, their self-esteem. So in order to try to build it back, they think it's okay to do it to somebody else. And what I'm going to entail with my talk about bullying, what I'm calling it is something very special that came to me in my heart, and it's saying bringing unity, love, and liability to youth. That's what I feel bullying stands for, in my opinion. Being able to hold liable the one that's doing the bullying and the person that's getting bullied. And being able to bring back that love and that compassion to both parties. And one way, as we're doing it with this event, how it ties in with the event, is we're going to be able not to change somebody's appearance, because it's never really right to change somebody, but be able to show them the steps to provide an understanding. This is the first way you can build up your self-esteem.
Right. And one thing I kind of think of as a metaphor is that there was this story, this anecdote in New York where this doctor was volunteering his time, and he had lots of sick patients, and he wrote a prescription for vegetables. And the idea being that it's like, you know, you can treat the symptoms of an illness, but there's the holistic thing of like, if you're not getting good nutrition, that leads you to get sick and so forth. And so I think that's parallel to the bullying concept, is that you have like a community where like, yeah, you could punish someone for bullying if you see it. You could punish someone from an assault, but like until you get, like you said, the home situation, the thing behind the story of like the intolerance or what have you, whatever it is, you're not going to change it. Now, I want to be truly candid about this. So like in this event, like some of the big things that will be attractions are that you're going to have like haircuts by a black barber. You're going to have henna, which is like considered like ethnic cultural art form. So like, do you kind of see that this event is like tailoring to this community? Do you kind of think of it as like, because I would almost say that as I see these groups kind of maybe have faced bullying, could this also end up kind of being a like dealing with bullying event? Like, is that it's like we see you and that we understand you? Is that part of it for you too?
Yeah, so like you said, the history, let me tell you the history of in the African American culture of a barbershop. And then I will go on to the ties of the henna.
Sure.
So in the civil rights movement, blacks were being bullied. Well, let me rephrase. I want to say blacks. Let's just say people of African descent.
Sure. Or even not even bullying, but oppressed or straight up,
yeah.
Compromised.
And we seen how the oppression was handled. So we had leaders in our past, leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, and we had so on and so on, men and women. But the people that were really getting the job done in the civil rights movement were the college age kids and those in the community. And in history, there were 3 places that culture, these people were meeting. That was the church, a restaurant, and a barbershop. In the African American culture, the barbershop for men is a way to an escape, just as the beauty salon or a nail salon is for a woman. But in the African American culture, the barbershop is something that holds true in everybody's heart and soul, because it's your way to just escape from the home life or life from business and being able to just talk to your barber about anything. And a lot of kids are able to hear conversations about how to grow as a man, or how to maybe start your own business, or things that are going on in the community. And being able to just see there may be sports, there may be politics with the news going on. So there's all kind of topics. And we're able to show that a barbershop is for comfort zone.
Right.
And what we're trying to bring back to the community at this event is the comfort zone. And with the henna is usually known for being in the Middle Eastern culture. And what we're trying to show is, with the Middle Eastern culture, when you go back in history and you look at the Bible days and religion, you look at the Holy Bible, the Quran, the Torah, you notice all the religions started in the Middle East. We're trying to bring back that atmosphere of letting people know, hey, we're no different. There's no such thing as a separation from the Middle East to the Western culture. Because people in the West are Islamic, they're Christians, they're everything you can think of. Jewish. There's so many different religions out there. And when you think about looking at history and our religious texts, the Middle East stands strong on everybody's prophets. And as we do as an organization, that one God, that's being able to bring back and show everybody it's a cultural thing together. We all are actually the same when you think about as human beings. So being able to give back and looking at the people that are coming to the event, they're mainly the population. You'll see a lot of Hispanic population and a lot of African American population coming, and we're trying to target everybody, but we know with this event and where the area we're in, we know the demographics that may show up, but we're able to open up to, there's going to be a lot of Middle Eastern and Indian culture that's actually coming out as well.
Cool. And, I, as a visual artist, I can add this kind of editorial. So henna is kind of special in terms of its cultural impact because as someone who talked to different tattoo artists, they've shared with me that, in the black community, with more melanin in your skin, tattoos look different, and you need a different skill set. And henna is like an example of an art form that's like it's for people with darker skin that they can that they feel like it works for them, that if they feel represented, and that goes back to the barbershop as well. Is that like one of the reasons why it was so special to have these places, barbershop salons, is that it's a place that it caters to your specific needs, so that like whether you're a white person going to a black barber, a black person going to a white barber, if they don't have as much experience with the types of hair, they're not going to do as good a job. So it's like a place that it's like someone that gets me on that basic level, even if it's just understanding my haircut. And then from there, you can go to the next thing where it's like-minded people can kind of share their experiences, right? So I'm here with Dexter. He's the owner of the Hard Knocks Barbershop on Roswell Road, and he's a part of this Cut the Bullying event. So could you tell me how you initially got involved and why this is important to you?
Well, one of my assistants, Patrick Brown, came to me and said he had a friend of his named Ryan, that was lobbying to do an event on anti-bullying. And we met up and we talked about, doing some things. And over a period of about a month and a half, we worked out some plans to do the deal. And he's been a blessing to me. And I want to show the love in return, to try and be a blessing back to him with what he's going through with the anti-bullying.
It's great. And something we touched on earlier that I'd kind of like to get your opinion on is the fact that as a barber and a barber shop, it's a kind of safe space for people to kind of like share in their community and kind of sit and talk. And has that been your experience? And do you think that's an important part of your business?
Oh, absolutely. I've been an owner for 25 years. I'm originally out of Augusta, Georgia, and growing up, the barbershop was quote unquote the pillar of most communities. You meet people from all walks of life. You learn different things at the barbershop. And so when you meet many people from different walks of life, there are things that your parents may not be able to share with you. There are things that your grandparent may not be able to share with you, but a complete stranger you can meet. Probably one of the examples I've had over my years were my parents never talked about investments. And when I got in this business, I meet people at the barbershop. They talked about, hey, this is what you got to do. Investment groups, invest money into this, into that. So yeah, it's been the pillar of the black community for years.
Right. And something I want to try to help people understand, if they're not that familiar with these things, is that maybe if you're from a different community, you've seen like movies, you see barbershop, you see a beauty salon, and you have this kind of like this otherness to it. And from my perspective, I think there's this pretentious term they call them third places, and it just means that it's some place that's not work and it's not home that you get to be.
Right.
And so like for women historically, they've said like coffee shops, like Starbucks is one that they get to go and be someplace that they're not a mom, they're not a sister necessarily, maybe they're not even a daughter. And so like for barbershops, that's one of them, right?
Oh, absolutely. The barbershop, you're not judged. You come there, you let your hair down, and you speak freely.
Right. And another thing I kind of wanted to get your reaction to is if someone receives this flyer and they don't necessarily think of these things as something for them, they see henna, they see barbershop, and they're like, that's not necessarily where I hang out. I think that something that's really cool and special about it is the representation. So like I was describing the fact that a barber is going to know exactly how you like your hair, and henna is something that if you have like a cultural background that you appreciate henna and that it looks nice on your skin, that it's like something that it's like it could be for you, that it could make you feel like this is a place I belong. Is that your experience?
Yeah. I mean, because the thing is, what the barbershop and the part of we're doing the henna is that when you come in, you feel like home. It's a comfort feeling. You're not judged, and like I said, you let your hair down, and people just come in and speak. They speak freely, what's on their mind, and so that's a great thing, and I think it's a great idea.
And another aspect to it, I think that's kind of interesting, is the aspect that both manicures and the haircuts is that it's something that you can live without, but that it's like you're taking pride in yourself, right?
Well, absolutely.
That it's like you're investing in yourself. That it's like I could just kind of do it myself, or I could live without it, but it's like an opportunity to like be more than just whatever you are, and that you could even relate that to the event, right? That it's like you're choosing to be involved, you're choosing to participate, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you may have something to offer that somebody needs. It's kind of like when you go to church, that you get there, and the preacher may not be talking to you at that moment, but somewhere in the service that you realize he's speaking to you. So you get something out of it. So that's a great thing.
So one kind of like specific thing I wanted to get your perspective on is the fact that, so for other people it might be that they're seeing things in the news, school shootings, suicides, these sorts of things, and they're feeling like I need to do something. So like, what is it that makes you feel like I need to be a part of an event like this?
Well, the thing is that I think that we all need to be a part of making awareness of what's going on in our surroundings. And so when Ryan came to me, with this idea, I thought it was I had to be a part of it.
Yeah, you recognize,
because I recognize what's going on, and then I try and touch people, so I want to make a difference.
That's great. And the other thing too is that we touched on is the fact that it can be hard to feel like you know how to make a difference. So I feel like you're doing a special job where you come for the haircut, you understand the transaction, and then while you're here, it's a little less scary to walk and check out a workshop or to share your experiences, right? So I think what you're doing is really important. And beyond just the event, is there anything you want to share? Like, how can people find out about your business? Do you have a website, social media?
We don't have a website yet. We're building a website, but we have a Facebook page, Hard Knocks Barbershop, and we also do Instagram. And my Instagram is, I think it's Hard Knocks Barbershop as well. So, Hard Knocks Barbershop as well. And you can follow us. And I post pretty frequent. So we look forward to seeing each and every one of you guys on Saturday. And it's going to be a great event.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And so, as we're kind of recovering and hitting all the beats of the things in this festival, as I see it, there are kind of three big things that are the goals here. First of all, you're providing a service. You get all the school supplies, the health screenings, the haircuts at a discount, the workshops. Second is the opportunity to have awareness, that just understanding what the situation is in the neighborhood, seeing what's out here, meeting all these vendors. And then the third is the opportunity to donate, which will go to the future. So you kind of want to talk about that last step?
Yeah. So with the donation, the way the event is going to go is for $25 of a donation, you're going to be able to get one adult haircut and up to 3 children free. And it's important because we're trying to also target the adults. Because in order for us to change bullying, the kids actually have to see the leaders in their community. And that first leader and that first teacher is the mother and father in the home. So how can you expect to build a comfort zone between you and your child if they're not seeing you take the steps necessarily on yourself to make your life better, their life better, and so on? So it's important that we're trying to let the adults know, no matter if it's mom, dad, cousin, aunt, uncle, big brother, big sister, anybody that's an adult, we encourage you, please, if you're in this child's life, to understand, let them see you be that leader, and then they will follow suit. That's the importance of this event, to being able to bridge that gap between the parent and the child who's lost connection somewhere in this world. And we're trying to help find that connection and bring that love back into the home. And with a donation of $20, we're going to do the manicure or a henna. And with the manicure, it's going to be one adult and one child because these are a little more time consuming.
Sure.
But if you have multiple children, day of the event, case by case, we're going to definitely take care of you. And the same thing with the henna. It's time consuming, so we just want people to understand when you come, enjoy all the other stuff that is going on within this event, the talks, the vendors, the food trucks, and understand that what we're doing as a collective is to help bring back the love in the community, the fun in the community, and being able to say, hey, we're all one, and we're all going to take this village and raise that child. As the old saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. And we're going to help build your village and future generations of your village by ending the steps to end bullying by building self-worth, self-esteem, and self-respect. And what we're going to do is help end the violence that's affecting our children in multiple ways, because the bullying is leading to two things: suicide and school shootings. And we need to find the root of what's going on in the child's mind, heart, and physical, and being able to come together as one, just as the Trinity, and say, we love you, we have you, and whatever feelings you have, you can come to us. And I'll leave you on this: the day of the event, we're going to have surveys going around anonymously. We're going to ask a child and parent to fill the survey out together and just say, hey, have you ever been affected by bullying, or have you seen bullying? And if they have, they can fill this survey out, and it can help us actually build up the statistics on bullying more locally, and being able now to take those local numbers and start building nationally. But we're also going to have day of the event, Marietta Police, as I said. And if you find anybody with a green badge on, that is my staff for One Love, One God, One Nation. Anybody that has a badge, we have 4 people that are going to be able to come down. We have my assistant executive director, Pamela Bennington. We have my chairman of the board, Sister Sharisa Muhammad. And we have our youth liaison, our outreach to the youth, William Ford. And we have our marketing director and manager, Rashawn Autry. You will see, and myself is included, you will see us with a green name badge. Any family or student that wants to come down and sit and talk to our staff and have a personal conversation with me and my assistant executive director, what we're going to do is build that comfort zone, and we'll be able to have documented the bullying that may be happening to you or maybe a friend, and it'll stay anonymous. And you're able to let your feelings out and understand there is a party in the room now with your parent to help you tell your parent what's going on.
Well, that's great. And I think all the things you mentioned, the school shootings, suicide, all these issues, it can be really scary to deal with them. It can be really confusing to deal with them. So the fact that you're creating this space where it's a little less scary, a little less confusing to admit that you want help or you want more information is great. So one last thing, do you want to share, like, when people want more information or want more information about your group, where can they find you online?
Yeah, so you can find us through our website, www.onelgn.org. Okay, I'm going to say it again. It's www.one spelled out, so ONELGN.org. And our phone number is 614-427-3762. And you can also find us on Facebook through One Love, One God, One Nation. And we have the event going on as well on Facebook for a Cut the Bullying charity event. So find the event, like it, share it, get the word out, and also let us know if you're coming. We want to see as many people as we can to help our children, help our youth, build them into leaders, build them into our future religious leaders, our future politicians, our future principals, teachers, any career goal that they want to have. But first, we have to find the root of what's hurting them through the effects of bullying, if they are getting bullied. And if not, if your child's not getting bullied or ever seen it, have them come out and help spread their love, their joy to other children that may be experiencing this. And I want to say thank you for our volunteers that's coming out. I want to say thank you for the presentation for all the speakers. We have a special drill presentation by the Nation of Islam for the men who are providing a video, and the junior FOI will be in person to do the drill. And I want to thank all their services that they are provided with a student minister, and you can find them at Mosque number 15. And their address for the Mosque number 15 is going to be 3642 Cumberland Road, Southwest in Atlanta. And I want to thank Chick-fil-A. I want to thank Andretti's for their donations. We have Andretti's donating a $250 package to be raffled off for a family. We have a raffle of 24 book bags full with more school supplies. And we have some book bags actually have lunch boxes, water bottles, and whatever else you need. There's going to be a couple of them filled for a boy and a girl with our t-shirts with our logo, a special made t-shirt in white with the black logo and pink. And this is special for the event. This shirt is going to be limited, and we can actually place orders that day for these special limited shirts and their colors. Then we're also going to have raffled off Atlanta Zoo tickets. I want to thank Atlanta Zoo for donating. Also want to thank all the other donations that's coming through. Empire School, I want to give you a good shout out and thank you for donating your students and their volunteer work they're going to be doing for the manicures. Everybody, the location in Kennesaw is bringing out their students to help with the manicures, and I want to thank Jonathan Matthews, their executive director, on behalf of him and the Empire School for also donating a $250 beauty supply package. So come out, enjoy, have fun, and understand this event is to make our lives safer, no matter who you are, adult, a child, because adults, you may not know it, but you're getting bullied too every single day. I said, bullying is everybody. It's happening to everybody. Come out, hear what I have to say. There's more on that topic for adults.
Okay.
The day of the event.
Well, great, Ryan. Good luck with the event. I'll be there myself, and I hope you have a lot of success.
Thank you.
Find more information at doubleprimary.com.